Yep.
How's it going, YouTube? Captain OJ here with another deck profile. Oh, it's more of an updated profile, but anyways, it's an update to my Magical Musketeer deck profile. Now, in the last deck profile, I went with, I guess, more of a consistency theme. This time, I seen the errors of my ways, and I ended up going with the Ties build. The Ties build, after playtesting with it, I realized that the ceiling for the deck is just so much higher with the Ties build. Sure, there's more susceptibility to getting ashed, but you know, you gotta, go big or go home in this deck. And a lot of the times I still find the deck has still the same problems. Either you have too many monsters and you break, or you have too many spells and traps and you break. So it's really trying to find that sweet spot between the two. But we'll see what happens. If you guys have any advice, comment and try to help me out with this. And hopefully this deck build helps you guys out a little bit. So we'll get to the profile now. Alright, so we're going to get to the profile now. Like usual, the main, then the extra, then the side. But just give a fair warning, the side, or not the side, the extra is like virtually not even used. So I don't even have a complete extra deck yet. But I have like the essential cards that you would want to run in this kind of a deck. So we'll get to the profile. So first, like every good Magical Musketeer profile, or deck, I should say, you need 3 cast bars. That's the center, right? Or
yeah, center good.
That's good?
Yeah.
Alright. It doesn't look like you're just trying to touch cast bars nuts or anything like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, 3 cast bars. You or your opponent. That's the one thing before I continue with this profile. All the Magical Musketeers have a similar effect where you or your opponent activate a spell or trap in the same column and they get effects. This one happens to be you get to search for a Magical Musket card. So that's either monster or spell or trap. Starfire, you need to play 3 of her. Actually, 3 of her and cast bars. They're mandatory. Starfire, she lets you special summon from deck when the same conditions are met. I play 3 Musketeer Kid Brave, the same thing. It's almost a mandatory to play of this 3 of this guy. He's the draw power. You discard a Magical Musket card and you draw 2 when a spell or trap is activated in the column. I play 2 Magical Musketeer Doc. Doc's kind of the crappiest one out of all the Magical Musketeers that I play because he recycles and he's good like mid to late game. And it is possible for this deck to go mid to late game. So it's he's okay, but he's not amazing. But anyways, that's all the Magical Musketeer monsters that I actually play. I'm playing the Ties focus build. So as long as you get to one of your level 3s and Ties of the Brethren, you're flying. Anyway, next I play a lot of hand traps. 3 Ghost Ogres, because, it's a good hand trap. And they get rid of good, like, a lot of, field spells and especially monsters that are activating their effects while they're face up. This has come in handy a hell of a lot more and more lately. Effect Veiler, especially, like, I was going up against, like, some, like, higher tier decks in the last few months, and Effect Veiler's really come in handy. Ash Blossom, because it's Ash Blossom, it's a mandatory in like any deck right now. Now for the spells, 2 double summon, really good. You can at least activate it and trigger off your Magical Musketeers to get off their effects, even if you don't have nothing else to normal summon. So that's good. But I was actually thinking of switching this out for Arrival. I can't remember what it is, but it's
Arrivals.
And it's essentially the same thing, but you activate it during the battle phase, and you get to normal summon again from your hand, and you can still go for your attacks. So that's handy. Next, I played 2 Magical Musket Steady Hands. Steady Hands are good. It's attack and a defense multiplier for your Musketeers, but it's good even if you're going first because you can activate this just to trigger off their effects. But at least at this point, if you're using Doc, at least it gives them something to recycle next turn, or during your opponent's turn, so it's not so bad. One of the big power cards of the deck, Ties of the Brethren, especially if you activate this on Caspar, or what do you call it, Kid Brave, it's amazing, because then you can draw 2 or search for 1, so you're going like +3 with the 2 cards, so it's amazing. 2 Magical Musket Cross Domination, this is really good. Target a monster your opponent controls, its attack and defense goes to 0, and its effects are negated. Absolutely amazing. And that's another thing I like about a lot of these Musketeers, is that all their, the majority of their spells and traps are attack and defense alterations, so you can even activate them during the damage step. So I like that about them. Next, I play 2 Pot of Desires. There's more advantage, and especially, like I said before, if you activate this with either like Kid Brave or Caspar, or even Starfire. Starfire, you're special summoning from deck after this resolves, so you're drawing 2 plus that other one, so you're going plus 2 or 3 with 2 cards. Caspar, you're getting an additional search, and if you're going with Kid Brave, you're discarding 1 and drawing 2. So that's really, really helpful. The newly off the limited 1 Monster Reborn. This is a really, really good card. You didn't see it too much in the duels that we ended up playing, but it's regardless, man. You got to run this card now. Now for the traps. 3 Desperado. Desperado is a target. It turns all your magical musketeers into Dryadens. Target and destroy a face-up card on the field. So it's good for like field spells, continuous spells and traps, and monster removal. Next, 3 Last Stand essentially is spell and trap negation, and because I'm actually really, really liking this card lately, because now like Solemn Judgment is off the ban list. So like if your opponent activates Solemn Judgment while you have a musketeer on board, activate this, negate your opponent's Solemn Judgment, so they pay half their life points for nothing, and your play still goes off as planned. And finally, for the last trap, I play 1 Fiendish Deal. Fiendish Deal I just put back into the deck. I really wasn't liking it at first, but then like over the last few weeks I've been playing just this one. It's searchable, so if you think you're gonna get like board wiped, this is a good card to get. But even then, it's just another way of like just activating it and triggering off one of their effects, whether it's Starfire or something, just to get your engine going a little bit. But anyways, I find this has been coming in handy a lot lately, and I think one of them is fine, because like I said, it's searchable. Anyways, so there's that. Like I said before, the extra deck is incomplete right now, because I'm missing a few cards. 1 Nightmare Shark, good for attacking your opponent for game, for attacking directly. Good for pendulums, Tornado Dragon. 1 Abyss Dweller. Abyss Dweller, it's a good card, but it's because of the sheer amount of like lack of like rank 4s, it's rare that you're gonna ever go into these 2. 1 Baguska, the same thing. It's rare, but it happens. I can never remember this guy's name, but it's
Starliege Paladinamo.
Yeah, let's go with that. Anyways, it's a fairly good card. It's like that Gorgonic, what's it called? Gorgonic.
Gorgonic Guardian?
Yeah, Gorgonic Guardian. It's essentially it's the same thing, but for level 4s.
Yeah, that one's rock.
Yeah,
rock dark. No. Rocks, I think.
The rest of I'm actually missing, and the lightning. It's actually in another deck right now. The next ones I play are, like I said, essentials. You know, number 30, Acid Grinder Golem, not Grinder Golem, Acid Golem, the Phantom Knight's a Break Sword,
the lightning,
and then there's the lightning. It's in GuardedKam, let me borrow it for the profile. And Grand Pulse. Grand Pulse is good for back row destruction, monster removal, and back row. And just beating down your opponent, essentially. So that's it. I'm actually missing 1 DDD monster out of here, and it's Stone King Darius.
Yeah, Stone King Darius.
You know, it's been like months and I still haven't gotten one.
What, you need one?
Yeah, I still need one.
Go get one.
Don't worry about it. Anyways, now for the side. The side is up to personal preference, but I like the way I built mine right now. 3 Cosmic Cyclones, because it's really, really good against pendulums and any kind of back row heavy deck, even True Dracos. Back row heavy deck, pendulums, anything that likes to spam the board and doesn't have spell and the trap negation. Anything that banishes. Oh man, it sucks because I just finished going up against Crazy Wolf's Ritual Beast. I only seen this as I was about to beat him in that 3rd game, and it's a good card against them, but it just didn't happen. It's also good against like ABCs and anything else that really banishes to get their plays off. So that's good. Next I play the small Kaiju engine. I really got to change this up a little bit because I've come to realize that like 2 of them, my magical musketeers have an incredibly hard time getting over. You know, and there are ways of getting rid of them. It's just it's a little bit difficult. So there's that, and then finally for like Trick Stars as well, is a 2 Rebel King Leonidas. Anything that really burns, this is an amazing card for. Anyway, so that's the profile. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I hope I helped you out, and put some comments in the comment section. Help me out too with this. Anyways, Captain OJ, Team KYP out.
Yeah, see you later.